Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's episode of Talk Exchange. Today we have two very exciting guests. We have Ashley Boone, the 2025 National Legacy of the Year Award winner, and Shailen Pathy, the 2025 National Youth of the Year Award winner. Both of these individuals have done amazing things in their community, and their story is truly, truly inspiring. So today is an episode you definitely do not want to miss. Hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you again next week.
Welcome to Talk Exchange. I'm Tracy Edwards, CEO of the National Exchange Club.
And I'm Christy Lindahl, Director of Communications.
You know, Christy, we have so much fun recording these episodes. We get together to talk to really interesting people who represent awesome clubs throughout the National Exchange Club network, and also highlight some pretty cool individuals.
Yes, such as these two humans sitting with us.
Yes, well, they represent, I would say, our favorite program in Exchange, not in particular our favorite, which it is, but really the favorite of the masses, right?
Absolutely. It's so apparent at convention that people have been waiting a long time to meet these young people.
Definitely. Every year at our national convention, we have a Saturday morning session that features the youth award winners. It's the most attended, the most enthusiastic, the most supportive, and just really fun.
It is fun, yes.
So today we're happy to have as our guest the National Youth of the Year winner and the National Legacy of the Year winner. So welcome Shailen, Pathy, and Ashley Boone. Good to see you both.
Thank you for having me.
And first, tell us, how was your convention experience? Did you enjoy yourself at the convention in Louisville, Kentucky?
I really enjoyed my experience at the convention in Louisville. Just meeting all the people who are involved with Exchange and seeing how they've invested their lives and how they're still so involved despite everything else they do. It was amazing meeting all of them.
Oh, good. I'm glad. And that really is the point. You hit the nail on the head, Shailen. Absolutely. And Ashley, how was your experience?
My experience was great. I absolutely loved the convention. Everyone was so much fun and enthusiastic. There were flamingos walking around because Florida was on it with the Spirit Award. It was just great. Everyone was so kind and energetic and passionate about what they were doing with their clubs, and it was just amazing.
Well, good. And you both have an open invitation to join us any and each year. And I'm sure we'll be in touch with you and personally invite you to present an award to a future youth or legacy of the year.
We like to do that.
Absolutely. Well, first we'll go to Shailen. Shailen, take us through a little bit about your high school career and what led up to you becoming the Youth of the Year for Exchange.
Yeah, so coming into my freshman year, I knew that there were a few clubs that I definitely wanted to get involved with. One of them was the class officers, which are able to represent their class. So I'm happy I was chosen as one of the representatives for my class, and I was able to help make change within the school and even beyond. For example, my senior year, we sat with the first select woman in our town, and we helped design sidewalks to make safer walking paths for people in the town. And then another club that I really wanted to get involved with was the Peer Advocates, and it helped develop my skills to help mentor my peers and deal with certain stressful situations, and then I could also pass that knowledge on to my other peers. So that was an amazing experience also. And then with music, I've really been involved with music for a lot of my life. My dad being amazing at the trumpet, my brother following in his footsteps. So when I got into high school, that's one of the things that I really set my mind on. And my junior and senior year, I was chosen as the drum major for the marching band. And I helped design the marching routes, helped make sure all the newcoming freshmen, sophomores, juniors, even seniors who had just joined the band were able to march in step and read the music and play the music effectively. And yeah, those are the big things I really wanted to get involved with, and I'm happy I did get involved with, and that helped me create who I am today.
I'm sure those are some great experiences to promote and grow in your leadership, make connections, get involved with the school community and beyond. So that all proved to be really great, long-term, successful projects. Good for you. Yes. Now tell us about how you connected with your local exchange club. Was it through the Excel Club there at the high school, or how did you make that connection?
Originally, I was chosen as one of the delegates for Voice State Connecticut, which is a program that goes to one of the college campuses in our surrounding area, and they take a few boys from each school, and they run like a mock government situation, and they split all the kids into different towns, and you're basically running your own state government. And a lot of the members of the American Legion, who helps run the Boy State program, are members with the Exchange Club in Madison. So when I saw that there's an exchange scholarship that was available at my school for Youth of the Month, I was very happy to apply for it, knowing a lot of the people in the exchange program, and I'm very happy I won the Exchange Youth of the Month, and it led to the National Youth of the Year, which I'm very proud of.
Absolutely. And I know your club and your Connecticut district, they are so proud of you, and they were very enthusiastic in their support of you at the convention. And we're all excited to see what you do. But first, I want to get to all the things you've done already. Our audience should know that you're a published author and you have a particularly keen sense of interest in food waste and food security. Talk about that.
Yeah, so my whole life I've been cooking, and I've been in the kitchen, especially with my mom. She's a great inspiration for me. But when I was in high school, I was looking, and I was able to get an internship with one of the restaurants in my surrounding area, and I worked with their pastry chef, and I worked as an assistant pastry chef with him. And through him, I was able to see how you can, even food that might not be the best looking food, you can still salvage it. And if it doesn't go out to the customers, you can still give it to the staff who work there and provide it as a meal instead of wasting it. So that experience really opened my eyes to how much food waste there is and how you can start to salvage it. So I dug a little deeper, and I found that it's a big national issue, and I decided to start off with just Connecticut, to start small, and I researched the issues that food waste causes, such as the emissions that it has, with methane, which is worse for the environment than carbon dioxide, which is one of the things I found. I talked with some of the restaurant owners and even a state senator to see how I could enact change in the government. And a lot of it stemmed from the education and teaching people that this is a big issue and it needs to be focused on.
Well, that's interesting. And then from there, you founded your own 501c3 organization that provides food to some of these communities. Tell us about that experience.
Yeah, so I was looking at ways that I could help enact change myself, and I was able to be the founder of my nonprofit, Demeter Community, and we were in contact with one of the shelters in our local area in Norwalk, Connecticut, and we were able to provide their most in-need goods so that it would reduce the amount of waste that they come into, so that there's not a surplus of certain goods and not enough of another. And my contacts, I was able to provide hundreds of meals to the food insecure in that area.
Fantastic. Well, not limited to just food, I believe our audience will be curious about your next project where you have a patent pending for a medical device. Tell us what's involved there.
Yeah, so originally I came up with this idea in 5th grade. There's a class called enrichment, and they tasked each student with coming up with an idea of a device that you could create in the world. So I came up with what I called hip airbags, and it was airbags that deployed at the hips when people would fall over. And I tabled the idea, and I came back to it in 2023 because I found out that it's a real possibility that I could help change the world with my idea. So I worked with engineers and people and attorneys to see if there's any way to get it approved for a patent so that I could get this technology out. And the device, which is patent pending, it triggers an EMS alert when someone falls, and it deploys at the hips to reduce the mortality and morbidity rate in the elderly population.
That's amazing because we hear so much about falling, and it's obviously a great concern for people, especially as they age, and generally what it leads them into a lot of difficulty, a lot of therapy. And so what an amazing device. When do you expect to know more on the patent itself, Shailen?
It's currently in the process. It's been patent pending for a year now, I believe, but I expect to know some more about it within the next year.
Great. And will you continue down that path with medical device and in the medical field, or what does your future look like?
Right now I'm interested in the field of law, but in that field, I'm trying to find ways where I can help people and enact change through legislation, and not necessarily the medical field, but still the field of helping people and service.
Fantastic. And I know that at the time of this recording, you're about to move into your college home in just a few days. Tell us where you'll be going, what that first semester looks like, and what you expect to do on your college campus.
Yeah, so I'm very lucky to be attending the University of Michigan. I am thinking of majoring in political science so that I have that pathway to help people. And yeah, my freshman year, first semester, a lot of 8:30 classes, so not the greatest.
Yeah, right.
But I expect to. I really want to join some of the clubs there. One of them that I was looking at is called Maize and Blue Cupboard, and it helps provide food to the food insecure students on campus and people in the surrounding areas. So one of the things that really, really interests me.
Wonderful. I know you'll make a big difference in the community there at the University of Michigan, up the road from us in Ann Arbor. It's a cool college town. I think you'll really enjoy that, and you'll make great impact. And we're looking forward to seeing your future. Shailen, how do you expect to stay connected with the Exchange Club that got you into this position, and with Exchange just in general, learning what you did via your partnership with the club there locally in Connecticut, and the people you met at the national convention?
Yeah, so I know I'm going to be at college, but whenever I'm back, being able to help them in any way with any fundraising or reaching out to other people. I know one of the things that they really wanted was to be an advocate for the students and the youth in my town. So that's definitely one of the ways that I'm happy to be involved.
Well, good. And we'll stay in touch with you and meet up with you periodically and see how it's going. And just know and tell your parents too, we're just down the road from the University of Michigan, and right in that area, there are a lot of exchange clubs and exchange club members if you need anything. So keep us in mind. And thanks so much for making time to join us as you're packing it up. And congratulations on being the National Exchange Club Youth of the Year Award winner.
Thank you. Thank you.
And now I'll turn it over to Christy to help us meet our Legacy of the Year Award winner.
So Ashley Renee Boone is our Legacy of the Year winner. And Ashley, tell us a little bit about how you got involved with Exchange. Obviously, I know your mom is a member of the Exchange Club of Crockett County, Tennessee. Is that correct? How did you first start to become involved with the club?
So my mom was the former president of the Crockett County Exchange Club, and she kind of helped to rebuild the club because they wanted to fold the chapter. So I started just going with her to random events. One of the first things I ever remember going to with her was my freshman year of high school, and we went to a yard sale for the Carl Perkins Center for the Prevention of Child Abuse. So we were helping to sell some of the old items from our house, and we were with all the other Exchange Club members to bring in money for the Carl Perkins Center. And that's where I got to meet all the people at the center and the directors, and I got to really learn about that national project. And then as I helped my mom with other events with Exchange, I got to see some of the other areas of focus, and I just absolutely fell in love.
Excellent. And you do spend a lot of time still involved with that Carl Perkins Center. Can you tell us a little bit about how you continue your involvement?
Yes, so I am actually now on the advisory board for the Carl Perkins Center.
Excellent. And what does that entail?
So that entails helping fundraise, being essentially an ambassador for the center to help get the awareness of child abuse prevention out there in our communities, and helping to other people to realize that it is not just a big community or a other community issue, but it's also within our own.
Excellent. I see here, so I'm reading a little bit the narratives. These narratives that are submitted on behalf of our students are just incredible. Absolutely amazing. I mean, there's so many nuggets of information. Ashley, tell us a little bit about the first place you won with the Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America.
Yes, so for the Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America, that is a career and technical organization. So with that, I had the opportunity to compete in a STAR event, which is where students taking action with recognition. So one of the things my group did, we wanted to create a presentation on child abuse prevention and awareness. And we wanted to specifically address the students in our community so they could recognize the signs of child abuse within themselves and within their peers, so then they can properly report it to their teachers so that they will be able to help themselves and help their peers.
And so you worked with the Prevention Center, correct, to help develop this program and unfold it for your peers in the school?
Yes, we did.
Excellent. And how did that partnership work?
That worked extremely well because I had already established that connection through the Exchange Club and with my mom with the center. So then whenever my friends who didn't really have that much of a connection, we were able to kind of bridge the gap and meet with the director, and then we were able to come up with a plan to create a child appropriate version of this information to make sure, but also on a level that they could still understand, and being able to bridge the gap.
Sure. And we know that it's a difficult topic to approach and present on, so it was probably wonderful to have their support.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I also see here, speaking of food and food banks, Ashley, you also dabble, I say that lightly, you dabble in helping distribution with various food banks and ministering, it says, to the homeless in New Orleans. How does that work when you're in Tennessee?
So last summer, I got to go on a mission trip to New Orleans through my church. So we went down to New Orleans for a week, and we were able to minister to the homeless, and we would give them bags that had food and hygiene items to help them. But then we also got to pray with them and help like lift their spirits. So not only helping with their physical needs, but also their spiritual needs.
That's really good. One of the things that I love most about this essay, and it sounds as though it was written by your mom, and it's just full of love and admiration. But she said that when you were in third grade, you learned what it meant to be a valedictorian, and it sounds to me like that's when you set your first big goal. Correct?
Yes. So
Yes.
in third grade, we had some of the people who were graduating come and talk to us all in their cap and gown. And one of these girls had a sash around her that said valedictorian. And I pointed at that. I'm like, what does that mean? And then so she explained it to me. And that's when I set that goal. Like, I want to do that. I want that to be my goal.
And just like that. So it says here that you had a 33 on your ACT and a 34 super score.
Yes.
Yes, that's pretty incredible. Congratulations on all of that. So now I think let's talk about where your heart truly lies, I think, and that's in your Tennessee Stop Tobacco and Revolutionize Our New Generation.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to give you the stage.
So TN Strong, which is Tennessee Stop Tobacco and Revolutionize a New Generation, through that program, I am an ambassador. So that is a group of students all across the state of Tennessee who come together and help to implement different activities and prevention and awareness efforts within our own communities, and then also bringing a bunch of health coalitions and health councils together once a year and being able to pour into them at the TN Strong Youth Summit. So then they are equipped not only with like the passion and the energy, but also with the resources to go back into their community and make a difference.
And have you seen an impact in your own community through this program?
Yes, actually, just this year, they implemented a new tobacco policy, which helps implement cessation and classes after a student is caught with a vape or with cigarettes or anything of that sort. Once they're caught, they have to go through cessation courses.
And what does that entail?
So that entails a program that helps them to understand what they're doing to their bodies, why what would make them want to do that, the different stress factors, and really helping bridge that understanding of, hey, this is an addiction, and helping them to overcome that addiction as opposed to just punishing them for it, because you can't punish a kid or anyone out of an addiction.
Right. Excellent. And it sounds as though you're going to stay on this path in the future. You want to tell everyone what you're planning on studying in the fall?
I plan on studying cell molecular biology on a pre-medicine path.
And where do you eventually want to go with that?
I know I want to work in pediatrics. I'm thinking pediatric oncology or pediatric psychiatry. I'm not sure which one yet, though.
All right. Excellent. Is there anything about the convention that specifically stands out? I guess what I'm getting at is we try to get people to understand, our members, how valuable the convention is. As someone who's been ingrained with exchange for so long, what would you tell people who haven't quite made it to a national convention and why they should go?
It is definitely worth it. You get to go and explore new parts of the country, and then you also get to meet with other people from not only just your state, but across the country, and see what they're doing in their exchange clubs. And then you get that passion, and you can also use their ideas to help build your own and implement new things within your own club.
So, Ashley, you move in tomorrow, we heard. And where do you plan on attending school?
I will be attending school at Union University in Jackson, Tennessee.
Oh, is that far from home?
A whole 20 minutes.
Excellent. And I guess I touched on it just a little bit ago, but yes, to offer some clarification, you were the school valedictorian. So that goal that you set as a little third grader was your first big step, right, in this great trajectory of your life.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, excellent. And do you have, now that I know you're 20 minutes away, do you have intentions of staying involved with your mom's exchange club?
Yes, I do plan on staying involved with the exchange club. She has rotated off as president, but she's still a member. And then I plan on being a member also under a family membership. And then also being
Yay.
able to
Woo.
be and help with the exchange club in Jackson. I'm hoping to help with that some, if any way possible, while in college.
Excellent. Well, if you want to help building a collegiate club, let us know.
Wonderful.
Well, it's been great talking with both of you. Thank you so much in this busy season of your life for carving out a little bit of time to speak with the members who weren't at convention. I know they appreciate hearing your stories.
Absolutely. Thank you, Shailen and Ashley, our Youth of the Year Award winner and Legacy of the Year Award winner, for joining us today. And to the Exchange Club members listening, I hope you incorporate both of these programs in your annual calendar. If not, you still can do so. And to people who are not affiliated with Exchange, if you have an interest, and I'm sure you do after hearing these impressive students that Exchange Clubs support, please visit nationalexchangeclub.org. And Shailen and Ashley, we wish you nothing but success, and we look forward to keeping in touch with you in your journey. So have a great school year.
Thank you.
And thanks for listening to this episode of Talk Exchange. Wow, you two are both amazing. That was so cool. Wasn't it cool too for each of you to learn a little more about each other?
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Well, I hope you stay in touch. You have a lot of things in common. So best wishes to each of you.